after the hour of 11 a.m. in Surface and Ocean, of course, the Eastern Caribbean. Let me once again take that time to apologize to you, our listening audience, as well. And of course, if you're locked on online as well, we want to apologize to you. With me is Mr. Callix KAKAL Xavier, the man of the hour. He's been keeping us waiting, and as we know, things do arise. So we want to again apologize for the inconveniences. A special good morning to you, sir.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Super good morning, St. Lucia. Good morning, everyone.
It's a pleasure to have you yet again.
Yes, it's also be on the live stream with you, you all. Yeah.
Um,
And Gabriel, what? I mean, come on, you have to let the people know it's me that started the show late.
but that's what I'm saying. I need to have you introduce yourself, persons who are not aware, and I think you deserve to lend an apology. Yeah?
Well, I apologize to the listening public. Things do arise. Um, some inconveniences, technical issues. So sorry about that once again.
On behalf, I would say apologies accepted. It's a beautiful day, and of course, a privilege to have you here in my midst. We saw a heated season as well, with the Calypso. We know you're getting ready as per the usual to perform uh, Labor Day. We know as well the journeys, not everybody would know, but in the journeys navigating, the music industry. So I would love for you to share first and foremost. Let's look at you. Let's look at KAKAL, the Calypsonian, and what really inspired you to partake in or pursue calypso music. I'm asking these questions because we also have a calypso show happening on the 22nd, which is next week Friday, and I saw that this conversation was very much needed.
Okay, St. Lucia, I think everybody know me as Callix Xavier. I started singing and entertainment through Calypso. I started from the schools before comprehensive, that is from 1996. And then I joined the RSLPF. In 2002, there was a first Calypso competition, first police Calypso competition, where I sang another Calypso called Kabul City. And that's the time Ben Laden put down the two twin towers down in the United States. And that Calypso propelled me into the national arena where I sang soca and also Calypso. But as you ask, Calypso, why Calypso? If you look at the history of Calypso, it really stemmed from our the era of slavery, where we were taken from Africa to the Caribbean, and we toiled the soil for the plantation owners. During that time, our ancestors, we wanted a way to express ourselves um, because of the oppression that we face on the plantation and how to get back at the plantation owners. So there was the birth of the Chatwell. The Chatwell was the person who would have sung in the cane fields. And the drums, they would dance to the drums and sing a song. But the song would always have a double meaning. What they would sing, and they would understand, the slave masters would probably not understand and still dance the same song that they're singing. And the slave masters would probably make a mockery out of themselves because every time I'm singing a song about you, you don't even understand what I'm saying, but you're dancing to it, right? And that is where that's where Calypso actually stemmed from. So you see, the Calypsonian is the voice of the voiceless, the voice of the people. You walk the streets in Soufre, you hear certain things. No politician should tell you how much you pay for groceries at the supermarket. Yeah, they will talk over social media and talk on the media and tell you they're doing this, they're doing that. But the reality is you feeling it in your pocket. You feeling it at the gas pumps. You feeling it everywhere, the hospital too. Nobody can paint a nice picture for you when you are feeling it on the ground. So it's your job as a Calypsonian to bring out the message from the people on the ground as to what they are feeling. And you will get a creative way of doing that. It's not a newspaper article where you just come and read something. There are a lot of figures of speeches that could be used in it. So you could get the personification. You have to drive the car. You have to drive. Is he really talking about a car? You understand? First gear, second. You know that too. And also you have the double meaning. When I sung, all that is for my quarry. That's for a quarry, right? So this is what Calypso is about, and even soca, you will get some strong lyrical content in soca. So this is what I have to say about Calypso at this point in.
Okay, thank you so much for that. How has your style or approach to calypso, I would say, evolved since you first started?
Well, I always started with strong lyrical content from school. I can clearly recall in 2006, I sang a song, no, 1996, I sang a song in the Junior Calypso competition, and that song was entitled Square Pegs in the Wrong Hole, right? And that Square Pegs in the Wrong Hole, it spoke of persons in high positions that were given jobs that they could not fulfill their mandate. So we have, let's say, in the Ministry of Education, persons just cannot function. So, and I can clearly recall after I sang that song, I came off stage. They asked me who wrote the song, or was it somebody who was trying to get back at the government that wrote the song for me as a student and all that. So I have always been singing strong lyric. I've always been singing strong lyrical content songs.
Okay.
Controversial songs, songs that will have people sitting at the edge of their seats and listening to what's the next line. And this is what makes me feel good as a Calypsonian, when I could command the listening audience.
With that, I am propelled to ask you, what does calypso music mean to you personally?
Calypso music is a tool that can be used to correct the ills of society. I would ask that question: what platform do you have to speak to the government of St. Lucia? You as an individual, what platform do you have to speak to the government of St. Lucia?
Well, I mean, definitely we can see it's right there. It presents itself, the media.
The media. You think they listen to the media like they listen to a Calypso? And the question the reason I asked that question, the Calypso would stay for years upon years. Calypso is actually writing history. I I can assure you, you'd go back to some songs probably by David Rudder, and you'd listen to that song. Our Father who art in heaven, Amen. And it will take you back to a time in your life. So this is what Calypso does. It actually records history. So this is how powerful it is.
Okay, share a little with myself as well as the listening audience in terms of what themes or stories are you most drawn to. I know people would definitely reflect on the journeys, the struggles of families, country, government, and so forth. But what really speaks to you? What draws you? With your pieces.
Okay, well, I consider myself to be a social activist. In my community where I live, which is an urban Piro, I could see a lot of injustices and I could see atrocities that are inculcated against the people of my constituency. And sometimes you have to take a stand. For example, I have an access road to my home, which has been repaired for 20 years. And I would sometimes go to the various neighbors and tell them, hey, let's put a chunk of $100 and each household with a vehicle would give $100, and then we would mix the concrete and patch up the little holes, because sometimes we did several attempts for our district rep to assist us, and he's doing nothing about it. Yet still we pay the road tax, right? Yet still we pay taxes on the suspension part that's very road. We also pay tax on the tires. So it's just unfair. So when these things come to you and it presents itself, you have to bring it. This is exactly why I sang a pothole burst my tire flat. Why the hell I'm paying road tax? That is for a quarry. That is for a quarry. You understand? So these are the things that drive me. I write down the lyrics and I put it out to the listening public.
Many persons know you as a police officer as well. How do you balance entertainment, and your profession?
For me, it is a clear cut and separation of capacities. So, in my capacity as an entertainer, I am strictly an entertainer. I don't mix the two. Sometimes the two will clash, because sometimes you're in uniform and you go and probably deliver a lecture at a school, and they will want to hear a song. But then again, you have to choose what kind of song you will sing at the school. It has to be appropriate, right? So there is a clear separation of capacities for me. I don't mix the two at all, at all, at all. When I have to do my police work, everybody know I come out and I get my police work done to the best. When I have to entertain, I do the very. I come out there and I entertain.
Thank you for that. But in terms of challenges, what have been some of the biggest challenges you faced in your career as a Calypsonian?
Sabrina is I feel like I'm on BBC Hard Talk. Okay, let me say that to you and the listening public, Super St. Lucia, the wider world. I have faced a lot of victimization in my workplace. Persons believe that as a law enforcer and also public servant, some of my content, some of my lyrical content is not in keeping with the rules and regulations. And I always tell them again, there is a clear separation of capacities. When I'm an entertainer on stage, I'm an entertainer. When I'm a police officer, I'm a police officer. And you know what is really, really, I want you to look at it that way. Almost every civil servant has another job, a side job, as you may say. Some of them, they're farmers, some of them have buses. And it's okay, because I believe it's the right way to generate a legitimate source of income.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So I have no issues with that. But the farmer would sell his produce to anybody. The bus driver would transport anybody. But the Calypsonian, they want to tell you where, when, and how to sing. That's my product. I can sell my product to who I want. Do we tell
I
them?
can agree to disagree with you. Though it is your product, you have to look at the impact that it can make, whether on a positive or negative basis as well.
I understand. Same as the farmer too. Same as the bus driver. Now, as you said, positive. I strongly believe that my song has more of a positive impact than negative. And I'll tell you why I'm saying that. I sung a song called Jackass. That was last year. Almost everything I sang in the Jackass, after I sang it, was attended to by the government of St. Lucia. They tried to. I'll not say like everything was attended to, but most of what I sang about they try to address it. So that's why I'm telling you, Calypso is very powerful because probably nobody has spoken to them about it, or people scared of speaking because victimization is real. Victimization is real. When you speak and it affects certain people, they'll hush you one way or the other. But I'm used to that. What can they do to me? There is nothing that they can do to me that they have not done to me. A transfer, I'm accepting it anytime. Come again.
And you might receive another transfer coming out of that program.
Not a problem.
To date, would you say that the calypso industry has changed in ways that is a lot harder or easier for artists like yourself?
Well, yes, it has changed a lot because what you find, there is a lot of political interference in Calypso. I think persons the one me don't like to hear me say that. Certain persons don't like to hear me say that, but it's just the truth. There's a lot of political interference. Um, as we saw in the quarterfinals in the competition levels, where most that pro government was sent to the other level, and it was just too glaring. I mean, that's just what it is. It was just glaring that most songs that was pro-government just went to the other level, and you had persons coming to the tents with red shirts and jeering at people that did not sing um, with alignment with the government and all this, and they tried to make it as if it is 10 peanuts, and it was not 10 peanuts. It was persons who were actually sent there to do that. So Calypso has really changed. I mean, political interference, and then we even saw the impact that caused. The level of Calypso significantly dropped. I mean, to go to a Calypso tent and you're listening to these Calypsos, I mean, come on.
Agreeing with you, given all the circumstances, what keeps you or continue to keep you motivated or grounded, creating, I mean, your content, especially during difficult times?
Well, I must say I perform better in terms of adversity. Sometimes persons really don't understand that justice is for all, and we live in a democracy. So you see, those persons who are less inclined to speak out and they suffer in silence. There must be somebody to speak on their behalf. Those persons who are taken advantage of, those persons who are victimized, those persons who are ostracized, those persons who are sidelined. You need someone to come out and represent them. This is what a democracy is about. If if they do not get that level of representation, it will be chaos and anarchy in the country. Because I will tell you, there is so much that one person can do. And we see the level of crime escalating, but we don't understand that sometimes it's just that persons are bottling up too much. Too much is happening to them. They need someone to talk to. They need someone to speak their language to the authorities.
Yeah,
So
definitely, yes.
in all, it's positiveness coming from me through Calypso.
Thank you so much for that, Mr. Xavier. Can you share as well what moments in your career are you most proud of? Any particular? Can you just share?
Well, every time I leave St. Lucia, I have traveled, I would say, over 40 times. If I have to count stamps on my passport, over 40 times. And most of these times, almost like 90% of these times, my traveling was paid due to the fact that I'm an entertainer. So every time I reap off these dividends from entertainment, it just warms my heart. And even if I don't get the recognition that I deserve down here in St. Lucia, and people downplay and they say certain things about me, I will show them like just by next week, the 26th, I'll be boarding that plane and I'm
I
heading.
was about to ask that, the much anticipated Labor Day, you know.
Yeah, and persons from the United States probably giving me some going in my DMs, telling me they will be there at the show and they're here to support me and they like my vibe. So it's not just about St. Lucia, it's about the wider world. What can you contribute? You understand? And sometimes we always um, limit our minds to the 238 square miles of St. Lucia. We need to get out of that box. Even if my product don't sell down here, there are millions of other persons on the outside that would happily accept purchasing my product.
With that being said, what are fans expecting come next week?
Well, it will be a dynamic performance from me. I'm preparing, soothing the voice, checking my lyrics, my performance throughout the session on stage, and it's going to be explosive. I like performing to my crew in New York. They mad. They just mad. So I can feel the energy. We feed energy back and forth to one another. Yeah.
Hearing that excitement in your voice, and earlier on you spoke about success. So how do you measure, as a Calypsonian beyond awards and recognition, especially if it's not being given to you right here in your country?
Anytime you have released a song and that song has a lasting impression on somebody's mind, that song is successful. I'll ask you a question now. Do you remember the Calypso that won the Calypso Monarch song of last year?
I think was it TC Brown?
What song did he sing?
I can
Okay,
remember.
you cannot remember. Let me ask you one question. What song did KAKAL sing last year, the Calypso?
Jack asking.
Thank you very much. So what does that tell you? So what does that tell you?
Maybe, no, I'm just trying to think. Maybe it's the impact that was made as well.
I'm listening.
The impact, the messages.
Okay, you break up for a while.
Then I think it speaks to the impact. It speaks to the content as well. It speaks to maybe the strong
I'm not
messages in
hearing
there.
you.
You're still not hearing me.
I wasn't hearing you. I wasn't hearing you for a while.
Okay, I think you're having some net issues, but can you hear me now?
I can hear you
Can
now.
you?
Yeah.
I think the
Yeah.
impact definitely, and maybe the content, and even maybe the strong messages in there to an extent.
Exactly. So this is how you know. This is how you measure your calypso, your songs. Your song
Okay.
is not winning a crown. A lot of people believe I win a crown, I win a crown, I win a crown. Sometimes you have three judges in the judging panel that just don't like KAKAL, and they just want KAKAL to just don't even go to the next level, and you'll just win the crown because of that. You understand? Yeah. So I judge my songs by the impact that it has on people, that it have on people, not by a competition, winning a crown or winning first place or second place. Not that at all.
Overall, do you think there is enough support? I mean, the music industry and artists?
Not at all. Not at all. A lot can happen where um, we could get assistance, and assistance is not only about money. We can put certain laws and regulations in place where radio stations in St. Lucia should play a certain amount of local content, because what it would do, it would force income generation for the artists themselves through royalties, through echo. The artists will be able to get much more monies and much more dividends in years to come.
Which is true. And maybe another point as well. Persons can, even after the various Calypso shows has happened, artists need to take it upon themselves as well to avail at various events, take up the initiative and still let their songs be heard, maybe into communities that maybe would have lost. Okay, but when did that happen? I wasn't able to, go to the Calypso show, even take the time to go out on maybe social media, but then the presence of that person is felt through community, through their songs and whatnot. And it should really be pumped and continuing to build that artist into the upcoming season.
I like that very much. One of the things we need to concentrate on is decentralization. Why is it that we can't have a soca monarch in Viewfort? Why is it that we cannot have a soca monarch in the Soufriere Mini Stadium? Why is it always kept up north? You know, and these are the hard
And
realities.
I beg to differ. Like I said, we are working tirelessly to bring a successful showing come next week, Friday, at the St. Isidore's Hall. The different artists are getting ready to compete to see who's going to get that title 2025.
Hear what I'm saying to you. I'm not talking about the local calypso. It's all well and good. I'm talking about the national soca. Right? We can't have it in Soufriere. We can't have it in Viewfort. We can't have it. But why is it that they never have it down there? And they need to understand that it's a disadvantage because of poor bus systems. Persons without transportation do not find it fitting to go up to Castries for you.
It's true.
Right? So there's a lot of things that affect us. And if we brought that soca monarch down to Viewfort, wouldn't Sly, KAKAL, Calicat have more support down in Viewfort? And they are judged by support. So it's a disadvantage for them going up north all the time. And
But
these are the issues that we need to face. Probably when I speak these things, these truths, a lot of people just get upset at it, but that's just the truth.
and I agree with you as well. Although they could have a main show in Castries, but then still, have or split the performances, So if it's the semi, if it's the finals, if it's the quarterfinals, whatever it is, so each community will have a gist
And
of what exactly is happening, and they can feel the connection throughout the season as well.
that,
It is now 10 minutes moving up to the hour. We know you started late and time is also against you as well. Looking ahead, what are your goals for the future of Calypso career?
well, I must say,
Continue the journey?
yes, every season I may drop one calypso. Right now, I'm in the crossroads of my career. Not letting any cut out of the bag, but I'm in the crossroads of my career. But you will be hearing from me.
Tell me a little something now. Any new projects or
I
what direction are you looking to go? A little something.
yet. But you'll call me soon back on your radio station to another interview.
A little something. I think the listeners are asking for it. They need to know. Just a tip of the iceberg.
I guess in that. Yes. Yes.
Okay, with that being said, how do you hope to inspire the next generation of Calypsonians? And I think especially our female Calypsonians, they're not getting that strong support that they need because they're just as talented as you guys. And they're coming on pretty strong, I must say. When I look at the piece by, Shanice, our former Carnival Queen, and other females as well. Even if we look at the junior Calypso as well, the females did dominate.
I think there's a place for everybody in Calypso. You must sing what suits you. Because imagine KAKAL coming and sing, let's say, a Minel song. I don't think anyone will listen to me. So I have to sing the strong lyrical content, the double meaning, and that's just KAKAL coming there on stage for you. So you have to sing what suits you and feel your song. If you don't feel your song, you'll not be able to execute.
Okay. Maybe I'm going to ask you a hard question. If you were to see yourself working with one person in the arena, who would it be and why?
One person in the arena,
Calypso arena, and why?
Walston Alfred.
And why?
I think he thinks almost like me. I've always said that his songs and also some of my songs, I want you to know that he have assisted me in writing several songs. Some of the songs he have written too. And from a tender age watching Calypso, that was my favorite Calypsonian. I didn't care who won, but he was my favorite Calypsonian. Right? Because of the way he express, the way he deliver. I like his performance styles and everything, his delivery, everything. I like it. Yeah.
Thank you so much for that.
What's that?
I said, thank you so much for that. And this is where you almost hit the nail on the head. If you were to be crowned one day, what would really that journey mean to you? What would you make of it if you
Well,
were to be crowned?
well, I have been crowned before twice, in 2003 and 2007. Um, Suka Monarch, King of St. Lucia, Party Monarch, King of St. Lucia, also took part in the
We're talking about Calypso.
Calypso. Okay, if I am crowned Calypso King of St. Lucia, I will, like I'm already doing, assist younger persons in bringing out their talents. I did several music symposiums already in Library, Viewfort area for the young persons, showing them what it is to take an idea and bring it into a song and then monetizing that song. So an idea into, right? I did that. I showed them how to go about doing it. Um, I will represent them without fear or favor, because I think, although I have the voice now, but as a Calypso King, I could speak to the authorities and let them know, hey, this is what they are missing. Listen to them, and be that connection between them and the authorities to bring Calypso to a level that is acceptable in St. Lucia.
Thank you. Our final commendations. What advice would you give to young artists who want to follow in your footsteps?
I will just let them know that the journey is rough. It is rugged. And if you do not have the strength, don't think about it. Strong lyrical content, which is sometimes considered anti government, they will come at you with all what they have. They will affect your career. They will do all what they can do to you to silence you. So I'm just letting them know that if they want to be a menial, they want to be, go ahead. But it's difficult being a KAKAL.
Thank you for that. At this juncture, your moment to shine. Persons who have continuously been advocating, been supporting, been showing you all the love, just reach out to them. Just thank you, to them at this moment.
Well, I have a few persons in Sufre as you speak that I will not mention their name. But whenever I am in the area, they make sure they come to the shows. Yeah, so thank you for that. St. Lucia, Viewfort area, those persons who directly message me from all around the world. Um, it's really heartwarming to know that, hey, that my message is getting across to you. Certain persons in key positions in St. Lucia too, who probably wanted to send out that same message to the authorities, that and they could not have done it. Um, they really expressed their satisfaction with the song, and I just want to tell them that I am in with you. I will be there as soon as long as God gives me the strength to write, to sing, to perform. I will be there for you. The voiceless, I will be there for you. The side persons who are sidelined, I will be there for you. Those persons who have been taken advantage of, those persons who are victimized, I will be there for you through song. I will be there for you. I'll stand up for you.
88.5 Surf FM. It's now about 3 minutes moving up to the hour of 11 a.m. in Surface and Lucia. And not forgetting the rest of the Eastern Caribbean with me has been a Calypsonian, Callix, KAKAL, Xavier. It's been immense pleasure. Thank you so, so much. I do appreciate it. And like you did mention, you didn't want to let the cat out of the bag, but definitely the other interview, like they say, later would be greater. And I'm looking forward to that. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, everyone. Love you, St. Lucia. I'm over and out.
Yes, bye bye. Take care. Have a productive one.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.